We live in an old mill, and when we bought it 7 years ago, we knew that it was likely to flood. It's got a mill race that used to run through it, but we also knew that we'd get good warnings and advice from the Environment Agency.
Normally, you can see the river in the background, and that's the normal day-to-day. At some stage then, when it's starting to rise, we can start telling it running through the middle watercourse right here, and it starts to cut off that little land piece that we call the island. It'll then keep rising and rising, and once it hits about here, we are still probably safe in the house, but then it starts to, the groundwater starts to come up. But it's quite a frightening sight because it's so close.
So you can see here the level from the September 2012 flood and the salt and how grim it is. We needed to use lots and lots of just simple mop-up tools to get rid of it. But what we've also found, that where we've taken off the plaster, then the wall just dries out naturally, much quicker, more easily. You don't really have to do anything to it. So we're going to gradually do that with more of the house.
So the last few times, we know we get a few inches in the house, so we've put things like the fridge freezer onto crates, and that can then stay. The other thing we've done though is everything else down here, which we call this room the attic because it's sort of the reverse of a proper attic. We live upstairs and we have this stuff in here in storage, is we put everything up on sort of elevated shelves, if you will. And we've only once in 7 years, this last September 2012 flood, had to physically evacuate the whole room. But because things were in storage boxes, it took 3 people about 20 minutes to take the whole lot upstairs, including the fridge freezer in this case. So that's how we've managed to keep it all very simple.
We're very aware of what's likely to happen, so we're prepared, which means, for example, we've got crates to put certain bits of furniture on. We stripped plaster off some of the stone walls so that they can breathe more easily. But I'd say we are really, really in touch with nature. We're very aware of the weather, we're aware of the way that the river's flowing, the wind, and we are not fighting the flood. We're really grateful to the Environment Agency for the information they give us. We get the river levels, the readings, etc., which is great. But we realise it's a two-way process. We've just recently become flood wardens. We can be the eyes and ears of the river and the river levels, and we can offer information to the Environment Agency.